That's a good conversation starter, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe six also.
Oh gosh, one day one American, one day a bearded guy come up and he's like, oh look at him, he's gorgeous, and big and I was like, I got real
He's gorgeous. And Americans wouldn't look at him.
no, I wouldn't have, so.
She's like, oh, come on, student. Yeah.
What's up?
I just haven't been here 2 times.
Probably start next year, and then I'll do well.
But back then, you're allowed.
They finished older.
All right, folks,
And
ready to
it's not
start
gonna
it?
There's nothing wrong with the little pink one on the
And then just do the next 6.
Oh, you didn't buy it.
No, this is what I started with. Just about what Gary Ringwood has been up to in his career, where he's
Find Gary
studied.
Ringwood. I was like, what is Gary Ringwood? I was like, I'm not on the right area.
Just as you're reading through part 1 of it.
Shall we get started?
Okay.
Let's get started. This week we're just going to, it may not be too much to do tonight. We're just following through with the second part of
Yes.
the sort of introduction. Just to start getting you thinking about these management ideas and principles. So the first thing I want to do is just to reflect on what we did last week. And I asked you to have a go at the self-assessment questionnaire in the textbook, the self-assessment of management skills. Sorry if there was some confusion about which exercise
They didn't tell us to
possibly
pick it all up.
doing, but not all of the hard, tricky questions at
You'll
the top
have
of the
to.
page. Just that sort of that personal assessment of management skills and some of the just to reflect on the sorts of things that are in there. So did you manage to have a look at it or have a go at it?
Yep, done.
You did, good. Any reflections or observations from that?
Some points I'd be quite weak as a manager.
Yeah, okay. Good. So it's a tool that allows you to identify what your strengths might be and what your weaknesses might be. What sort of skills? There aren't any answers. There's no list of here are the ideal answers and this is, if you answered this way, this is your result.
So 4, 5, 6 were good.
There's no result as such, but it's about suggesting if these are the things that are listed, what sort of skills were they talking about as being possibly important for management through that questionnaire? What were they suggesting?
Being able to look at both points of view a lot.
Listen to other people's points of view. Good one, okay? Thanks. Jessica, yeah.
Yeah, leadership.
Team membership.
Yeah.
Taking people's criticism and trying to work with it.
Taking people's criticism, okay, good. So taking feedback, being able to take and use and also give constructive feedback. Listening skills, excellent, yep.
Being able to point people out on their good points. Rewarding them.
Reward recognition, so that's
Yeah.
into that motivating and leadership skills. Yep. Anything else? Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about management skills and what's required for management tonight. But again, before we do that, let's just reflect a little bit on what else we covered last week. So can you remember, where would you find the overall organisation purpose? Okay. And the mission statement. Thank you, Tala. Very good. You weren't here, but you obviously did the homework. Read the book. Okay. So that mission statement is usually, displayed somewhere on the organisation's webpage. Will give you a bit of a brief statement about what is this organisation's overall objectives or reason for being. Okay. We looked at 3 main different types of organisation. What were those?
They were.
Joseph?
Leadership.
No.
Oh,
Types of organisation?
Private,
Private?
government,
non-profit.
And non-profit. Yeah. So just making that distinction because how organisations are funded can affect their operations and also a little bit about their purpose. The purpose of a not-for-profit organisation is not-for-profit. They're there to fulfil some other objective, usually some social community objective. Whereas a private sector organisation is typically there to make some kind of a profit. and give back to shareholders. So, you know, that can affect the overall purpose and how they operate. So we made that distinction. What else did we look at? What was the difference between efficiency and effectiveness?
Efficiency was, I don't know, perform the task without any wastage of resources or
Good.
the right placement of resources and whatnot, and effectively is getting the job done at a standard, a high standard, I guess,
Effectiveness was
and
about
on time.
choosing the right goals, choosing the right tasks to focus on, okay? So we need to choose the right goals, doing the right things, and we need to do them as efficiently as possible with the least waste of resources, like the CF, yeah. And those both lead to
Productive.
Performance.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for, okay. It's achieving the objectives of the organisation. And what were those 4 main functions of management, Zane?
Planning, organising, leading and controlling.
Planning, organising, leading and controlling. Excellent, okay. So that was a bit about the introduction. Any questions from what we covered last week? Did you manage to read through that first sort of chapter and get a bit of an idea about it?
Yeah, the sort of I think Jess called you. I thought you wanted us to sort of do the activities within that part of that part 1. For like instance, like that Gary Ringwood, find out what he's been sort of achieved at the company, if he's still there and whatnot.
Yeah,
I think that's where we put it all.
you're welcome to have a go at. There are a lot of questions and additional activities at the end of each chapter. They're a bit above and beyond what we're required to do for this particular course, but if you're interested and you want to go through them and you want to talk about them, I'm happy to do that. Perhaps we can have a chat via Skype or on the phone or something. So yeah, feel free to give me a call if you've got questions about some of the extension type stuff, okay? Yeah. I've got there is a support guide for the textbook, which it was for an earlier edition, but they've still got some of the same exercises, so they've got some additional materials there around the case studies and things. So, look at that. Okay. All right. Tonight we're going to carry on looking at learning outcome 1. What is management and the purpose of organisations? So we're going to really focus on managers, what they do on a daily basis, the types of activities they're involved in, and what sort of skills that they need. We'll carry on looking at that. What sort of things do you think of a manager doing when you think of what does a manager do?
Directing people.
Business meetings. Yep. Joseph?
Directing people and resources.
Directing people, resources.
Hiring.
Leading by example, hiring, firing. Planning. Yeah. Do they sit in their office all day writing out reports?
Some of them.
It depends, some of them. Or do they walk around all day talking to people?
Depends what sort of manager.
Depends on what kind of management role it is, what level of management, and what type of business. So Mintzberg, this is a guy back in the 1980s who did this piece of research where he followed around several managers for a period of a few weeks and actually noted down exactly what they were doing. Okay, and at that time, the sort of common beliefs were that managers, spend a large amount of time quietly in their offices working away on reports and tasks that they need to complete. What Mintzberg found was that actually managers are just working at an unrelenting pace all day, mostly having cups of tea in meetings rather than as an actual scheduled break. They were mostly having lunch in a meeting of some kind or another, formal or informal. Their tasks are brief, so it was 50% of tasks were under 10 minutes in duration, and varied, so they're jumping, and fragmented, so they're jumping from task to task, a whole variety of tasks in any given day. Okay, so they might be answering a phone call, talking to a subordinate, writing an email, and that it's also a big reliance on this verbal contacts and networks. So they're doing a lot of this over the phone or face-to-face, verbally having these communications to achieve their management objectives. So in fact, there was really little time to sit around and simply read reports, and a lot of those managers were doing those things outside of their scheduled work hours, because that's the only time they wouldn't get interrupted. And if anybody's been in a management position, you know that if you're in there at 7 o'clock in the morning, you've got till about 9 o'clock before everybody starts coming and knocking on your door and hassling you. So you've got 2 hours to get some real work done. Okay? Or after hours even. So, and then there was another study that was also done that showed that, managers are completing anywhere from 237 to 1,073 different activities in any given day.
How many?
200, it's in your textbook, 237 to 1,073. And so they're changing activity every few minutes. Okay? So they're interrupted, working at an unrelenting sort of pace, and it's sort of continuous and lots of...
Putting me off now.
Sound like being a mum, does it? Pretty much. There are lots of, lots of jobs that this might characterise, but management, Mintzberg's study was one key seminal piece of work around understanding what management is. So Mintzberg decided to sort of categorise these different roles of managers. He was like, okay, so the things that managers are doing tend to fall into 3 main categories. The interpersonal role, looking at sort of developing and maintaining positive relationships. The informational role, which was receiving and disseminating information relating to the organisation, and the decisional roles, so making decisions about people, resources, conflict and so forth within the organisation. So we categorise them into these 3 different areas. And then within these areas he created 10 managerial roles. Okay? So interpersonal, we had the figurehead, representing the organisation. Okay, so they're there to represent and promote a leadership, sort of symbolic leader position for that organisation. You can see who that person is. Leader is also there to build those relationships with subordinates, motivate and communicate and engage people to achieve the organisation's objectives. A liaison, there to maintain those contacts between people who are going to provide the information that the organisation needs. Okay? So a network of contacts is really important. The informational role was the monitor. So looking, we will talk in a couple of weeks about the impact of the external organisation environment and how important it is to be aware of what's happening in that environment. So the monitor role is about monitoring that environment to make sure you know what's going on and issues that could affect the organisation. Disseminator. So this role is about transmitting information internally. So we have to communicate with staff and subordinates in the organisation. And spokesperson, so transmitting organisation to outsiders as well. That ties in with that figurehead role, but you're the lead, you're the spokesperson for the organisation to the public eye. And to other organisations that you might be relating with. The decisional role is, so entrepreneur, you've got to initiate, create, come up with new ideas for leadership for the organisation and how's the organisation going to change. Disturbance handler, take corrective action, resolve problems, unexpected difficulties. That's a big one. Okay, a lot of the time you talk about fighting fires as in a management role. You can spend a lot of time actually fighting fires or clearing up problems and issues rather than the day-to-day sort of things that the maintenance things that need to be done. The resource allocator. So that's your decision making around finances, human resources, funding, equipment, who's going to get what, and making those organising type decisions. And your negotiator, obviously negotiating with staff, but also externally with perhaps clients, customers, suppliers, contractors. It's a big decision process to make those negotiations. So, what I'm going to get you to do now is just in pairs. So that was all in your textbook on page 9, but I'm going to get you to close your textbooks and in pairs. Have you got 2 sets of cards up there?
Page 9, eh? Oh, yep, we do.
Okay, 2 sets of cards, cool.
Oh,
Close your books. Did you just write it all down?
yep.
You must have been
And then rotate.
Okay. And here's all groups of 3. Or you do it myself in this one here. You're going to have it.
Should have told me that first. No,
Oh, is that what we did
it's
done
all
there?
there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought I'd read it while I was writing it down, so it's just a little
Yeah.
Like the more it goes up there.
So what are we just doing? Okay. Yeah.
Match the definition with the term, okay?
Liaison,
I'm guessing different colours do, the same colours do.
then we can work on the greens together once we do
we don't
this.
need that.
No, we're not allowed that. Yeah, perform some bold duties of a legal special.
Oh, okay. Do the colours match?
Don't know.
No.
Ah.
No.
Alright.
So,
Read them and find out.
relationships,
More out.
subordinates and communicate with motivates and coaches them.
I'll just throw this just over here, just so we can.
I'll just go with the name.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Right, so what have we got? Negotiator, it's always an easy one. Transmit the word, blah, blah, blah.
Perform symbolic duties of a legal or social matter. The symbolic was read it on.
Good relationship. So we'll jump it. Resource.
Symbolic duties.
Maybe that one?
Leader or figurehead.
Looks like it's, at the moment.
Leader, I guess one would be easier.
Maintains networks of contacts outside work. That was the one we just done. Was it? Contacts outside work, you know, we help with like information.
Negotiator
You.
with staff and externally.
Yeah.
I'd reckon that's.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Social
Outsider.
nature.
Okay,
They don't match up.
Open page 9 of your book.
Information internally.
Feels like it's a race almost, that one.
That was disseminator.
Information, but there's.
Determines information about organisations outside of
Yep, page 9. Self-check.
internal and external information about issues.
We own the.
Organisation was that more
We
like
own this
Environment, transport, and
Sense of organisation and major negotiations affecting humanitarian. That would be you.
Negotiate.
Major negotiations.
Strategic way.
would that be the negotiator?
The highest probably.
Section.
or the resource decision maker.
Okay.
Super speedy. All done.
Unexpected difficulty.
That one's demonstrated.
I did
Um,
that with equity on
One's student. Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
One.
Same colour. Yeah, I think that needs to be. I just well, she told us they weren't. So they're like, yeah. So that makes
Wow.
with that, resources.
And Dean and I went on Friday. No, you were there.
So I see it
Internal.
No, no, I saw him.
but no one knows about that. Or Zip for Trent, as I told
How do you
Yeah.
guys go on, Joseph?
Yeah, good, done.
We don't
Oh, check it off against the text box.
Yeah.
Right.
Can do it.
Right, so it must be just worded differently. Some of them, I think.
I'll tell you the secret.
Entrepreneur would be definitely that. Students handler. Oh, God, I don't know. I think a couple there are like they're wrong, but
Couple that you're not sure of, have a look at the text box, check on page 9 to see how you get on.
it's a can.
That one, monitor. Six.
When you were, Kenny, you talked before about.
No, it's good.
Figgy. Yep, that one's good. Guy, yep. Leader builds relationships, yep. Maintains network, yep. Monitor sex internal, yep. Next one, transmits information, yep, on it, disseminator, yep. And then transmits information about spokesperson, yep. Interpreter,
I will.
yeah, that represents organisation. Oh no, it's access the, oh, so we got one wrong, and then the handler takes corrective action. So, the resource allocator distributes resources, negotiator represents. Yep.
They have.
Yes, no, major negotiations, should have clicked here.
We got a test on one.
They got two wrong.
Yeah, so where we got those two.
Yeah,
Wrong way.
it's because we thought, you know,
Those two are
different
wrong way.
colours and then.
Everybody got Mintzberg's 10 managerial roles up in their head. You got it?
Good.
Yeah.
I'll quiz you on it next week, so see how much you remember. It's a wee bit of new jargon to take on board.
Where is that table? Where is that table? Page 9.
Tables on page 9.
Page 9?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go over it. She's going to quiz us next week, guys.
Yeah, and so I mean, they were sort of saying, well, how are Mintzberg's 10 managerial roles useful if we've got the planning, organising, leading, controlling, framework? Does it add something different? What do you think?
So can you repeat that?
Yeah, I heard the last bit, so.
Yeah. So we've got planning, organising, leading, controlling, and then Mintzberg came along with this 10 managerial roles. Does that add anything different to our POLC?
Heaps.
Heaps. Yep. Like,
Yeah.
in what way?
It puts different roles in the main roles. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of.
Some of them can be combinations of.
Yeah.
Four, it's usually using
Yeah.
not just
So-
one, but using.
So as a manager, you undertake different roles, you take on different personas in order to achieve the functions of management, of planning, organising, leading, controlling. Planning, organising, leading, controlling really fit here within this decisional role, but there is a lot else involved in being a manager as well, I suppose.
So Kerry at Kelly's would be the figurehead.
But
Yeah.
figurehead, yeah. I suppose you could say a figurehead is a leadership
Big
type
company.
position, but it's slightly different. It's giving a bit more depth to that. So another seminal sort of managerial author was Cotter, and Cotter's name comes up time and time again, especially when we get to things like leadership and change management. But Cotter did look at some of the factors influencing the work agendas of managers. Okay, so he sort of looked at, you know, we use work agendas to focus our efforts, to decide what it is we're going to work on, to decide what actual tasks and activities we're going to focus on as a manager. How do we choose our work agendas? How do we decide what to focus on any given day? Often it's the urgent fighting fires kind of scenario. You've got to deal with what's most urgent. How do you prioritise those things? Okay. In order of importance, yeah. So he suggested that your work agenda is set by three main sort of factors. Your job demands, so these are activities you must do in a job. You think of what things your manager perhaps must do. To show up, sit in the office,
Make sure people get paid.
make sure people get paid,
Drink coffee.
drink coffee.
In a meeting.
So,
Set tasks.
set tasks. They will have things that their manager has set for them that they must achieve by a certain date. Perhaps it's write a report, solve a particular problem, set a budget, or make some a decision about a staffing issue. So they've got job demands, things that they need to achieve. But they need to achieve these within the constraints. So they have things that will impact on their ability to in terms of what they can do. Okay? I could solve the car parking issue in Greymouth overnight if I had a budget of $1 million. Right? Okay, I've got a job constraint. If my job is to solve the car parking issue in Greymouth campus, you know, then give me $1 million, I'll fix it. But if I don't have that, we're limited by those internal to the organisation, but also the external environmental factors. About those more in a few weeks' time. So those are the constraints. What other constraints other than budget might a manager face? Legal constraints.
Law.
Yes. I will get rid of that person problem overnight. I will simply fire them. Can we do that? No.
Issues.
Not in New Zealand. We don't have hire and fire at will. We have legal processes we need to go through.
Issues at home.
Issues at home? Yeah. Okay, so personal issues might be affecting you. So those personal factors may be. They're not so much job constraints, they're personal constraints, but you know, yeah, sure. What else?
Time.
Time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can get that report written, I just need time to do it. Okay? If your whole day is chewed up by people popping into your office because everything's going wrong and they're all, you know, chaos or they need help to solve other problems, then the report does everything. So that's a job constraint.
Other organisations?
Other organisations, absolutely. Your decisions and your actions might be affected by, might be waiting for an answer from another agency. Other stakeholders are important. Culture, organisation culture, yeah. And you think of how that would be a job constraint.
And you're supposed to be with culture. You know, you can speak to someone outside the world, yeah.
Oh, okay, you're talking about, you can talk about actual culture, like
Culture, yeah.
ethnicity and things, yeah,
Or
okay.
if you work for Coles on catch the
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but the internal organisation culture is an important point as well. You know, if you've got an internal culture that is can do, let's get things done, and it's positive and people are engaged, then that will facilitate action from a manager. If you've got a culture that is negative or dysfunctional or conflict, there's a lot of conflict, then that will also put some constraint on the manager's ability to achieve managerial tasks.
Even?
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
That's okay.
Oh no, I'm just writing down on this white bit of paper where the relevant pages are in the book.